The last few box hunts have been very, very dry and sparse. Will this be the one to get it going? Hey there, it's Silver Chupacabra, and we're here to check out this box. And hopefully, we'll be able to do something with that box, me and Batman, to fill up some of these openings. At least one. We were able to do that even though the last hunt was not very good. We were able to do it last time out with a 40D, which you would think I would have already had. I thought I had already had. But no. And that was a very cool find out of a box hunt that was not very good. We still have these same three openings for the 1941 to 1974 book. I'm not even going to open it. You know what they are: 50S, 42S, and 43 Philly. Upgrades are nice. We'd like to find some varieties. Actually, found a nice little mint mark variety last time out, which is very cool. And actually, I think that was a couple of boxes ago. But anyway, I'd like to find some varieties. Hey, if IHC Indian Head Scent wants to come out, let's do it to it. But you know what we need? It's all in here. We'll check those enders and see if there's anything in there that's going to be a good start to this hunt. Okay, here we are. And we got good news is it's a circulated box. We like that. I'm not even sure if it's bad news, but let's call it middling news. I did not spot anything weedy like in here, but that's all right. We got some 70s in there, definitely. I did see a 60s somewhere. Lots of memorials. I don't see. I mean, there are definitely some of the post 2009 ones. You can see the shields there. Those lovely, lovely shields, but I don't think there's much there as maybe usually. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Anyway, this one you already know has a shield, and that's a 90 something. So nothing really spectacular on those two, but of course it's in here where the good ones are going to be. And just to check, yeah, no 43s there. And by the way, I do use this. I check all the time. I'm checking down rows. Like, this is a pretty powerful magnet as it is. So if I just go down here, if it's within the first 3 to 4 to 5 ones, it's going to click, believe me. Anyway, let's get to that first roll. Okay, we are on the second roll of this box. And very near the beginning, third one in, take a look. I believe that to be a 50. And it does have a mint mark. Could this be 1950S, folks? That would be it'd still be a hellaciously awesome start, but a 50S would be really cool. Oh, I thought maybe it could be an S there, but once again, dancing around that date we need. But a 50D is where we'll start. Cool. I like that kind of start. Still have the rest of this roll to check out. Okay, still on the second roll. Just kind of started checking through that first part there. And check that out. Nice. 70S. 70. I wish it was a 70S. I wish it was a 70S double die. Anyway, just a 70 plain, but man, isn't she pretty? I'm pretty sure I've got something looking pretty good already, but man, I'll tell you what, that's some stellar stuff. I'm going to hold on to it at least for a little bit. We'll check the rest. Okay, 5 rolls down in this penny box hunt, and we have a reverse sitting about midway through. Looks like maybe one of the wheat ears got scraped a little bit here on the right. You can see all that newer kind of metal there. There's a little bit of wear there, I would say, on both of the wheat ears, especially on that bottom part. Definitely the front's got it some as well. What will we get here? And it probably will be 40s. 1947. Looks like we're Denver bound there. Nice. Very cool. About 3 years younger than, or older than the 50D that we had earlier. It's still plenty to check out in the roll. Okay, 7 rolls in, and we've got another weedy find on its reverse. Very, very cool. I think we've had 3 finds, 2 of them on reverses. First one was on its obverse. And this has been beat up just a little bit. There's a modicum of wear on there. See this being 40s. You can see it being 50s. It will be 40s. 1945 Denver. Well, so far, each time we find one, it's getting older and older. I wonder if that'll continue. 45 Denver. Very cool. That's definitely a lot to look at there. Some contenders. Okay, so 10 rolls into this new penny box hunt. We're going to have our 4th find. And it's going to be a shiny one, or at least pretty shiny. Back end of the roll that's been spread out, and take a look. That's pretty shiny. Let's see if I can get that out. I don't think it's completely red. I don't want to really touch the size. No, it isn't. But it's got redness in it. I'm not sure if that would be red-brown or not. They're pretty picky about things like this, but I consider that red-brown. Very cool stuff. Now, usually when we get things like this, it's 50s. But, when you get them in this condition, you never know. We're going to find out, that's for sure. They're definitely red-brown here. But look at the condition it's in. It's just beautiful. Very, very beautiful. So we'll not be in the 50s. The mint mark is way over by the 3rd digit. Check it out. It's going to be in the 40s. Very cool. We do not get too many of these. Oh my gosh. It's a 1940D. I just found one of these, which I thought I'd already had, as a book filler in the last penny box hunt, which was a horrible penny box hunt. In fact, I thought it was so bad, I didn't even bother to do a long video on it. And I just was kind of checking this because this is going to be in the 1909 and 1940 slot. And if there was nothing in there. And this is, this is right after it, the box after it. So not only did I have a box filler last time, this is going to be an upgrader. Poor thing. Well, at least it'll go into the secondary. But very cool. 1940D, folks. Don't find them in that good a condition. Not in a circulated box. Very cool. Fourth find. And we've got plenty on this roll to check out. Okay, roll 14 has been laid out. If you walk up, I think this is past 10. Got another reverse sticking out there. It's a reverse type of hunt so far. I don't think I've really seen anything other than one obverse. I can't remember that far back. I'm getting too old and just can't remember shit, sorry. Sorry for the SHIT word, by the way. Anyway, we've got our reverse here. I would say it's there's a bit of wear going on there. You can see some of the lines on the top parts of the ear starting to wear into each other. Sorry for the half yawn there. It's not boring. It isn't. Anyway, so let's talk about the first four finds so far. They've all went down. In other words, everything has gotten older. The last one was 40D. I do not think this is going to be in the 30s by any stretch. This looks like quintessential 50s all the way. We'll find out. There was the 5. There was the 3, and I have no idea what that is. I guess it's gunk. 1953, Philly. Well, he wasn't going to have him forever. Heck, what are you thinking there, Jeff? Anyway, cool. That is the 5th find. We are, and by the way, that is the youngest of the Wheaties so far. 5th find through 14 rolls. That's a pretty good. I can live with that all day. Just keep on rolling them out here once in a while, every 3 rolls. We're on to 14th roll. I might have said that in the last one too, but I'm not quite there yet. Anyway, we do have a Canadian sticking out here. Might even have an interesting one, a couple back here. I will wait for that one. But this one's a 12-sider, so it's either 80s or early 90s, depending on the portrait. That is an older portrait, so it will be 90s. Remember, Canadian coins do not flip up, down very well. Go side to side. So let's see what we got here. 93. That will be. Go. I'd love to find me some old Canadian pennies, man, or cents. Sorry, Canadians out there. Anyway, you can see what we got. We'll check it out. Okay, I've already started noodling through roll 15. So they keep on coming. That's good stuff. We've got ourselves an earlier 40s. Sorry, the shadow's not doing us any good here. But it is a 42. Philly bound. Pretty worn, I would say, on the front there. Let's actually move it out here, and that way we get a little more. A lot of wear there. A lot of wear. I might have thought 30s if the reverse was out. That's one of the few we've seen so far that's been on its obverse. That is the 6th find. Very cool. And, will there be anything else coming out of there? Well, we would have to check it to find out. 19th roll of this search. And we have another Canadian coming in here. I can't tell if that is the second portrait or the last one. We'll find out. I do believe that's the second one. So this could be anywhere from 60s into the 70s. We'll find out. There was the 70s. 1979. That is the second Canadian to come out. We had one from the 90s earlier, 93, something like that. Still a bit to check out. Hey there! It's roll 37. Yeah, it's been a bit of a while since I last talked to y'all. I believe the last Wheatie find was back on roll 15 when we were cruising around, really having fun. And it's been, this is 37, so what was that, 22 rolls of horribleness? This is pure penny weed hunting delight here. It just kind of amazes me sometimes how you can go this many rolls without finding one. But it does happen. It happens a lot. You know, we're not living back in the 50s, for heaven's sake, so we're not going to get Wheaties all the time. Anyway, we do have one here. Why would I even bring you in? This is pretty close to the back end there. Is it less than 10? This looks like it's got a little bit of wear to it, too. I would say so. The upper lines are kind of melding into each other, so it could be 30s, but I'm not going to bet on it. That's an awful lot of wear there, too. Well, we'll find out. It's going to be in the 50s. I can already tell where the mint mark is at. There's no way it's not 50s. Unbelievable. 1951. A lot of wear for 51, folks. But, yeah, they do get that way. If they were used a lot, they're going to be worn. Still haven't had anything older than, what's that oldest one here? 53. Or youngest of the old, if you want to go it that way. I don't have any of the older 50s, which is amazing. That's usually what pops up first. Anyway, will we get anything else here? Nope, that's 66 there. We'll find out. Roll 40 is up to bat. There have been a few since that last Wheatie. So, by the way, we're up to 7 Wheaties, which in the long run is nice, but man, we had a long roll. I thought I'd seen some sides in the roll when I looked at the original roll as a roll like this. So we got one of these. Which Elizabeth is it? This is the 80s Elizabeth. Let's go ahead and do a little wizardry. I'm going to go with 83. I'll go with 83. Oh, man. I guess my wizard skills are not in line today. That is the third Canadian penny cent of this hunt, and we still have those to check out. You're on roll 41, and we're going to have our 8th Wheatie find, and this just came out of nowhere. I didn't see anything that even looked Wheatie-like in this roll. But we've got a 51, and I believe it's Denver. It's got either a little bit of schmooze, schmaltz, whatever the heck you want to call it down there, or damage. I think it's just... Give you a combination of both. 51D, though, it is. A D is in a different angle, though. It's an interesting location for the D. Bit of wear down there. Very cool. Still, the oldest one we've found so far is a 50, or the youngest Wheatie is a 53. I find that very amazing. Anyway, we still have... a little bit to look in there. Maybe something will pop up. 42nd roll of this penny box. And we're going to have another Canadian. Did not spot this in the roll itself until I spread it out. Take a look. It's the second portrait. And this kid, I mean, that's a red brown right there to a point, I guess. So it could be some 60s, could be 70s, somewhere in there. I did not pop that very well. No, it's going to be like late the early 80s part there. Pretty shiny there. I can't remember if that's our earliest or our oldest one of the day or not. Still have a bit to look at. Okay, we actually have 2 rolls left. Roll 48. We're going to have our ninth Wheatie find right here. Let's see, that's about number 10, somewhere around there. From the beginning, got that nice brown tone to it. Definitely has some wear to it as well. Thinking 40s, but let me see what the outburst looks like. That's been beat up a little bit too. Definite wear on the high points. I'll stick with the 40s. Outside shot of 50s. No mint mark. There's that 4 there. Yep. 1946. Once again, nothing. Had nothing older than 53, I believe. Like I said, usually 56, 57, 58, we're usually hitting those. But another one from the 40s. Very cool. Plenty to check out in that roll. Okay, well, this penny box hunt is over. A very interesting, weird penny box hunt. It started out awesome and then just kind of died on the vine a bit. But, you know, we did get a decent quality find in there, and we're going to go with it and go on. Here's what we got here, folks. We have 9 total Wheaties. So basically, kind of a mid-average Wheatie box. 6 of them we found, I think, in the first 15 rolls. So 42 Philly is one of them. 45D. We got a 46 Philly, 47D, 50D, just missing out on that S, and then a couple of 51Ds. Oh, sorry. Almost forgot your 53 Philly. None of the younger ones, 57, 58, so that's another weird thing. Anyway, we did find 4 not really very old whatsoever Canadians. We've got a 79, an 80, nice kind of semi-shiny 80, an 89 with the 12 size, and a 93 with the 12 size as well. Nice shiny 70 right there. I'm going to check that, see what I've got in my collection. Now, this one here is really no big deal. It's a 1967. But I think the upper layer is gone here. I think this is straight out the copper penny without the top layer. I'm not quite sure about that, but I looked at it enough to see, because you can still see some of the remnants on the rim there, but that's about it. And I'm not even sure what's even going on here. Maybe it was burnt off. I don't know. We'll see if I even bother keeping it. Now, normally, for quality, it has to be at least in the 30s or below, but this one was so nice. Such a nice find, and we just found this as a hole filler in the last penny box hunt, which I didn't even bother even doing a long form on. I don't even think it even qualifies as red brown. It's probably brown, but it's got such nice features on it. It's in such great shape. It'll be an upgrader. And the one that I found, the last box, will go into the secondary, but nice 1940D. 1940D is not even it's a pretty common date. But anyway, I'm going to consider that my big find here, and we're going to go with that. I like the find. So anyway, We'll do a quick check for varieties and collection book upgrade and on with the show. Literally happened just like that. No, there were no varieties. None of the dates even matched any thing that would have a variety. So here we are. Collection book. 2 changes. This one that he just found for a hole filler the last time out. We're upgrading the very next time. And this has happened often, where you find something the first time and then all of a sudden, boom, there's another one. That happened with the 43D nickel. 43D nickel is one of the lowest minted Civil War nickels. I think it's at like 14 mil plus, something like that. Anyway, somewhere around there. Found one. It was like one of the last Civil War nickels I'd actually found, and I think I found one the next box hunt, and it was a horrible box hunt. I remember that much about it. Anyway, here it is. It's an upgrader. Got a little red poking out. Look at that hair, man. That was in such great shape. There's a little bit of wear, but not very much. 1940 Denver. And then this, the one I found the last time out, went into the secondary. Just like that. Boom. That's it. We are finished, folks. It wasn't, like I said, an interesting hunt that just didn't turn out like it should. But, you know, that's what you're getting with circulated box hunts nowadays. It's always sparse when it comes to Wheaties anyway, because they kind of stand out, and, you know, people pick those things out. Still some in there, though. I haven't had a real old one since, I think, the 1918, I think it was. That's about 3 or 4 boxes ago, something to that effect. Anyway, we're done. We're going to Nichols next. Any part of this you watch, thank you. I appreciate it. Make sure to, if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything. And hit that like button. Any questions, you know where the comment section is. Anyway, we're off. Have a nice weekend, whenever you're watching this. Cheers to everybody. Be safe out there, folks.